All right. Well, I want to go ahead, welcome everybody to the Tuesday night edition here with Wellness Biosciences and WBRx Biologics. It's definitely a very exciting time with the company. You know, we're in all-time expansion mode. My name is Mitchell Holzer. I'm the Vice President of Business Development. And so great to be with you here tonight. We're going to be joined later on by my partner and the co-founder, CEO of the company, Mr. Barry Koshu, as we jump into a new division of our company, WBRx Biologics. So we're going to be sharing both offerings this evening. So it's been a very exciting time in 2022. You know, we've expanded internationally into Panama earlier this year in February. At the same time, launched our new division, WBRx Biologics, about 30 days after that. So to say it's been busy is an understatement, but busy in a great way, helping people with our offering, not only on the medical grade CBD side, we'll talk about here in a little bit, but also with the regenerative medicine and biologic space, which Barry will cover here in just a minute. So just to give everybody a little bit of my background, I've had really kind of a numbers background, banking, mergers and acquisitions through a company called Coach USA, and then did that for about 10 years. And then after that, entered into the entrepreneurial arena and had my own financial services company for about 15 years. And I had met Barry. I was introduced to him through somebody I went to church with, actually, about 2.5 years ago. And that was a great day, great introduction. And we'll talk a little bit about that from the medical grade CBD that we offer, that we market and distribute, and also now the biologics. So with that, let me jump into it, guys. I'm going to share my screen. So bear with me as I get the presentation up here, and hopefully everybody can see that. And let me admit, we have a new person coming in here. So if everything's a go, y'all give me a thumbs up. Can everybody see that okay? All right, well, there is our company, Wellness Biosciences RX. And again, that entity, our parent company, is an innovator in the marketing and distribution of medical grade healthcare products, primarily in the medical grade CBD space. So helping people with issues like anxiety, stress, pain, sleeplessness, those type of items. I know nobody on this call has any of those issues, but the millions of people out there in Houston, Texas, the Texas market, and around the country do, and that's providing a great amount of benefit to thousands of our customers that we have. And we're going to talk a little bit about that offering here as we open up, and then towards the back half of the presentation, we're going to dive into the details related to our biologics. So stay tuned, and it'll be a great time here for tonight. So just getting started, to give everybody that's here for the first time a little bit of background. Barry Koshu is our president and CEO. He co-founded the company back in October 2019. You know, Barry's experience is pretty well known and documented in the industry. He's been at it now for about 30 years in the marketing and distribution of wellness-based consumables, science-based nutrition, now with Wellness Biosciences. His background, he's shepherded organizations that have done now close to $1 billion in revenue. And we're excited. He's at the helm. You're going to hear from him in just a little bit. So we also, a little bit about myself. I've already shared my background, and excited to be with the firm. That entity, Coach USA, that I was a part of, we helped build to $1 billion. And right now, everything that's going on with our company reminds me of that time when we were building Coach USA and eventually sold it off in 1999 for over $1 billion. It's definitely exciting times with what we're doing with the firm. You know, one of the things that makes us different, and particularly in the medical grade CBD side of our business, of course, CBD shops are popping up everywhere, as everybody on this call has probably seen. We're taking a different approach. I'm going to outline that here in just a little bit. But one of those is the fact that we have about 150 doctors that we've mobilized now that are offering our products. That's headed up by our Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Nimish Patel, who has his own practice there on the north side of Houston. He has a passion for post-acute elderly care as part of his practice, and seen a lot of the benefits from CBD just with his own mom who suffers from Parkinson. And Dr. Patel, along with Dr. Nick Jasani, who's a board certified oncologist, they're partners in a grow facility in Oklahoma. Very well, they lead the charge when it comes to the education that I'm going to kind of go over here in just a little bit, and bring a ton of credibility, ton of knowledge, ton of experience in educating the healthcare community right now on the benefits of our medical grade CBD products. So let's jump into it, guys. What we're very passionate about here is making a difference with some natural alternatives, educating the healthcare community, also just consumers in general on the science related to CBD, this powerful dynamic compound found in the cannabis plant, and how it affects, you see it up here, the ECS, that's the endocannabinoid system. And it was recently discovered, this system of the body was recently discovered really only about 30 years ago, about 1990, 1991, by an Israeli scientist. At that point was considered a medical breakthrough. A lot of the doctors that we're meeting with when we hold our events on a weekly and monthly basis, a lot of these doctors are not even familiar with the endocannabinoid system, which is a biological system of the body made up of millions of receptor sites, right, that help regulate and balance all the other systems of the body. You see that there, the immune system, cardiovascular, nervous system, respiratory system, you name it. It acts as an engine of homeostasis. And it's fueled by these dynamic compounds called cannabinoids, which you find in the cannabis plant, particularly in CBD. And so here's we believe that we have the solution. Right now, it's a kind of a complete approach. If you look at it, there's 400 known compounds that help nourish this endocannabinoid system, and 115 of those are found in the cannabis plant. So that's where it starts. Number one, with cannabinoids. You have also terpenes, which is another powerful compound found in the cannabis plant. Terpenes give the scent like of an orange, an apple. Also has some anti-inflammatory properties. Those antioxidant type properties are found in terpenes. When you combine that with cannabinoids there in the plant, it gives what we call an entourage effect. You add flavonoids, vitamins, minerals, omegas, proteins. Really, we have a complete approach there we're excited about. Our technology is a little bit different. And so when you're processing, you're cultivating the cannabis plant, particularly CBD, how you do that is very important to the effects it's going to have on your body. So we have a technology called nano emulsification that we utilize. And so we have an exclusive proprietary blend at WBRx. Basically this process breaks down the molecular structure of the plant and helps it to where it can be more soluble. It can take an oil-based compound and make it more water soluble. And this is important because that way it has a rapid onset of action, that people can feel the benefits of the product. And we're going to show you some of our products here in just a minute. It has unprecedented absorption. And then also another key factor, which is long-lasting bioavailability. So that's it getting into your system, into your blood system, and having an impact on your body and your health. And so here's a little bit of our products. Again, we believe it's the gold standard. We're doing things a little bit differently. It's organically sourced. There's natural extraction, superior formulation, which basically means we have the percentage of CBD in our products compared to competitors is usually about 25 to 30% more CBD in it. It's system specific. Multiple testing. This is important. We actually triple test our product, and we have what's called a certificate of analysis. 70+% of people out there do not have a certificate of analysis as part of their product. And this is important because that's going to be really, we believe, the standard, going forward when the FDA comes out and regulates CBD, which is we're estimating to be about 18 to 24 months away. And so with that, our products are physician referred. The products work. From the left there, you'll see our balanced gel cap. That's the number one seller. It's kind of like I like to call it vitamin C 2.0. Provides a great foundation for nourishing the endocannabinoid system. A lot of people we see lots of great effects with, and there's a calming nature. People are really focused when they utilize the product. Some add that right before they go to sleep to just get a great night's sleep. In the middle there is our sleep product. Sleep alone is an $80 billion plus market. So we have a full spectrum sleep, which is a tincture there. You just drop it underneath your tongue and gets into the system very quickly. So that's a very popular product. The fourth one there in the white cap is a meter plus, kind of acts just like the balanced gel cap, but it's a sublingual. You put it under your tongue, and a little bit faster acting we get than the balanced gel cap. And then we have they're listed. We need to update the slide that we used to have. We have just a small inventory of our balm, which is a topical. We've gone to what's called Relief Plus, which is a roll-on now, very popular. It's got CBG in it, which is a compound of the cannabis plant just specific for pain. And we're getting a lot of great results and testimonies back on that product. So again, here's Dr. Patel and Jasani that are leading the charge. They look at all of our products before we put them out. They're very particular on the quality. And so we really think we're setting ourselves apart from the industry when it comes to that. So that's a little bit about our products, who we are, how we benefit people. So yeah, if you're here for the first time, maybe you're supporting one of our new reps, seeing what they're doing, be a source of referrals. Of course, we have people taking a look at our company just from a customer standpoint, maybe get more information on CBD, but really probably the majority of the crowd here tonight is looking, maybe at a strategic partnership with us, joining as a representative to market some of our products. So the future is particularly bright when you look at a couple of different industries. One is the cannabis space where we're talking about now, and the other one that Barry's going to talk about is regenerative medicine and biologics. So we've had a lot of strong growth since 2019, launching the company. Like I said, over 160 doctors now that we have mobilized in our network, thousands of customers, and doing a lot of great business. So we expect right now, after 2021, the market just for CBD is about $5 billion, which is a critical point, because I always like to mention this. Anytime you're looking at investing a career, investing, in a company, the sweet spot to do that is when the market cap's about 2 to 7 billion. So CBD at the end of 2021 was right at 5. It's projected to be 20 billion by 2025. And some talking heads are even talking about just the cannabis space right now. CBD and particularly is going to be $1 trillion market in the next 10 to 15 years. So really, there's a lot of transition going on, a lot of different industries doing layoffs, cutting back. A lot of conversations I'm having with people right now where their career's up in the air. Maybe the industry they were in, it's slowing down. But the two spaces we're talking about tonight are definitely in an upward trend. And it's the early stages. So all the talking heads, Forbes, Fortune, the Brightfield Group, you name it, are all talking about the industry. And right now, just to talk about, just showing the map here, as we have our current market growth. Obviously, we've expanded internationally, and we're expanding all across the country. Based here in Houston, but have operations that we're starting to open up with some of our independent brand partners and reps across the nation. And we do that on the medical grade CBD side by a very duplicatable and scalable marketing system that we teach our reps. Very, very basic. We take a page out of the pharmaceutical industry. As we just teach our reps, our independent brand partners that we align with, just to use the product, right? Share your story. What benefits has it done for you? We could spend some time here tonight, but for the sake of time, a lot of great testimonies. It's been unbelievable. We had a great event on Saturday. People sharing the medical benefits from that, and then also sharing samples. So again, just like a pharmaceutical rep would go by, visit a doctor, drop off samples, same thing here. And so you would have the ability to have access to some samples. You could share that. Of course, the samples are free for that person trying the product, not free for our brand partners and distributors, but free for them. A lot of people are going to be able to then buy the product either retail or wholesale. And we have an e-commerce platform that allows you to do business there in this technology-based world. So a back office that tracks everything. And what we're finding right now with people, their careers up in the air, people are open, keeping their options open. And so as part of that, we have an affiliate marketing based business structure where people can affiliate with you, and you could team up with our company to market the products, not only on the CBD side we're talking about right now, but also on the biologic side, which Barry is going to cover here in just a minute. So we're definitely excited about it. We have a compensation plan. I've been in business now for almost 20 years. And I mentioned my financial services background. That was a great run and helped lots of people. It paid well. And I thought that paid well until Barry showed me the compensation plan here. And just as a form of reference, here you get paid multiple different ways. Retail profits, there's a wholesale retail setup and a profit margin there. Production bonuses, which kind of, if we use the real estate industry, you sell a house and you get paid a commission. Well, same thing here. Production bonuses are just immediate income you receive from helping grow the business and opening different accounts, whether it's a doctor practice, a med spa, chiropractor, introducing it to another entrepreneur, distributorship, whatever that might look like. There's production bonuses. And then the third component, which is probably the most powerful part of our compensation, is you can do work, get something set up, and it actually pays you royalty income. So there's 3 ways to earn. You set your own hours. And this new world we're living here due to COVID, you can work from home, very flexible, and really unlimited potential as part of your income. And you just duplicate that 5-step program. Very simple. The production bonuses, you can earn up to 10% immediate income. And so I'm going to show an example of how the next portion, which is the 10% on royalty income earnings, how that works related to growing a doctor practice, helping them with their income, and what that means for you as the rep to set that up. And you earn through, again, our affiliate marketing plan that we have. So there's a couple different options. I'm just going to put these up, cover it at a high level. After this, we can dig into the details, but you can get set up and become a partner with us here. And that's a 10% discount on the product. There's a manager position, which gets a 20% discount, and you earn a 2% royalty. Executive, director, regional director, and up to our top position with the company, which is President's Partnership Club, where you have a 50% discount on the product and up to that 10%. So just depending on where you are, your contact base, your credibility in that contact base, and really the financial situation of somebody joining us, they have different options. Again, we're talking about this at a high level, and we can go over this in another meeting and get into the details of that. And so one of the other things before I jump in and show this example of what we do and how we help internal medicine practices, also family practice, oncologists, pain management, you name it. One of the things I want to stress at this point is that being able to join up with our company and affiliate with us here, you really get to have your own company inside a company. Both myself and particularly Barry are definitely entrepreneurial in nature and know what it means to be in control of your future. And that's big because in this new world we're living in, and it's been the case for a while, is that income is very powerful in helping you control the future. And then also what we provide. I was just recently listening to a podcast from a pretty well-known macro investor, and he talked about the how income is key in not only now in this environment we're living in, but going into the future to kind of create some stability in your life, but also being able to have access to a business model like we're talking about, be in business for yourself. You have also what's called optionality. And this is key with our business model, because building something where you can control your future, particularly in our setup with our licensing agreement that somebody would enter into, is that you have the ability to build something that has what's called intrinsic value. Eventually you could sell it, and that's a big thing when you're spending time in your future. So we have that here. But let's the last thing I want to cover before I turn it over to Barry is going to be what is the income potential? How do we help the healthcare community as far as them putting together another ancillary income to their practice. And so this is a huge thing. It's something that really helped us. The company launched in October 2019, and right after that, we know what happened with COVID. Well, due to the fact that we had worked with a lot of doctors were really able to be able to thrive during that industry, because they had a good number of patients that were utilizing our products, and people were continuing to buy the product. Of course, anxiety, stress, all of that, sleeplessness was at all-time high. So it was good when we introduced that. But let's talk about a typical doctor that has let's just call it a 3,000 patient base. If we went to them, educated them on some of the offerings, they were able to implement that into their practice. Well, if you just converted 10% of those patients into some of our products that they were offering through our practice, you can see they have the ability to earn between 25 to 50% on that. And so 10% of 3,000 would just be 300 patients. Well, if they were buying $150 worth of our products, that's about $45,000 in gross revenue that you're able to bring to the practice. If you're at 25%, that's $135,000 that internal medicine doctor, family practice, you name it, are utilizing, up to 50%, which is over $250,000. Of course, if they're using a little bit more of the product, $300 worth on a monthly basis, that's $90,000 you're helping bring to these different doctors. Of course, this could apply to a retail store, a med spa, you name it. This is the type of income that you'd be able to bring to their retail setup. This case, we're just through a healthcare professional. So if it's $300 a month they're purchasing, that's $270,000 up to $540,000. So that's what's in it for the the strategic partner with us, the doctor, the retail person offering our product. But what does that mean for the rep that helped set that up, that helped develop this? Well, in our brand partner program, they're going to earn a royalty. We're showing a couple of different options, 4 to 10%. Well, if you had one practice or one retail outlet, that's about 3,600 to 9,000 in royalty revenue income. 5 locations, 5 practices, 18,000 to 90, up to 20 different locations, 72,000 to 180,000. And this is just the royalty revenue share on an annual basis. So you can see not only do the products make a great difference, but for the the partner with us, they're going to do well financially. So that covers a little bit of the CBD offering. And so I'm going to stop sharing my screen there and then go ahead and introduce to everybody Mr. Barry Koshu. As I said, he's the CEO, co-founder of the company, and now he is going to take us into the WBRx Biologics offering. So with that, Barry, go ahead and take it away. I know that I think you're muted there, but go ahead. I'll turn it to you.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Thank you, Mitchell. Great job as always. And guys, I'm going to jump right into it for the sake of time, and let's share my screen, make sure everybody can see my screen in good order. And then let me pull up the presentation. Everybody see that okay?
Yes.
Good. We're good. Okay, good. So as Mitchell mentioned, we've had this campaign. We did a pre-launch back in 2018. We became fully launched in 2019. And in that stage of the company's growth, we had been contacted several different times with various labs about the idea of adding different forms of biologics specific to wound care. We just didn't feel that the timing was right. There were, some questions as to the viability on the billing side of it. So long story short, we kind of just put that on the back burner. January of this year, 2021, my ex-partner and I reconnected. He has been working on creating distribution and channel in the in the lab space, both with compound pharmacy initially back in 2013, 2014, and then extended and advanced that into toxicology and genetics. And most recently has, together with his partner with a company called Radiant, has advanced their effort in the wound care space. We started to learn more and more about regenerative medicine with respect to the wound care space. We learned about the advances that had been made, but most importantly, the efficacy and the accuracy of the ability that we have as an organization, as a company, to offer these products to many people out there. Today in the United States, I believe that we have an amputation taking place once every 30 seconds. We have an aging population, more people than ever that are on Medicare. And as a result of that, COVID, the onset of COVID, the lack of staffing and skilled nursing facilities, long-term care facilities, and just generally speaking, the health related issues, challenging issues have caused a large number of what we call chronic wounds. So specific to the chronic wound space, we have now advanced our company. We've taken as Mitchell had mentioned, about 160 medical doctors, about 1,300 brand partners, and we've leveraged the contacts that they have, and we've allowed the company to develop a sister company by the name of WBRx Biologics. This is our website. You can go to it and check it out. We've coordinated and created a strategic relationship with Radiant. They have also keyed into Wound Pros, one of the premier wound care agencies in the country out of California. They take care of the area of long-term care, skilled nursing, hospice, home health care. that is our strategic partner in that space. Radiant, with Lou and Greg and their company and all the people that they have on staff, they help us organize their provider care, specifically anybody that happens to be a provider of wound care physicians, and in most instances, we know podiatry. They are seeing a number of patients suffering from diabetic ulcers and a number of different issues, and so that is the kind of the space that we're able to mobilize our organization through. You can see here, it's in fine print, you can't see it real well, but Wound Pros is currently in about 10 different states in 5 different countries. And so it allows the organization WBRx Biologics to immediately advance our focus and to diversify and immediately start creating a unique opportunity for our brand partners. Let's talk more specifically about why. I think first and foremost, you have a very strong result with respect to wound healing rates. About 100 plus standardized treatment protocols covering all wound classifications through our partners at Wound Pros. Treatment protocols include advanced wound supplies and human tissue allografts. We'll talk more specifically about that. And what's important to understand about these chronic wounds is that for them to qualify, they have to be clean. They have to be, outside of any sort of, treatments or issues that are related to infection. So the company provides a proprietary topical antibiotic to decrease the risk of infection, which is very important. And they must have been a chronic wound for at least 30 days. So just to give you a little bit of an understanding of the criteria, I think decreasing lower extremity amputation rate, exceptional venous wound care, over 600,000 cases annually, and also, with a VS-US over 90% recurrence rate. So the expert diabetic foot care, 15% diabetics develop chronic wounds. There's a huge number of people today that are suffering from diabetes, and in many instances that can lead to amputation, as we talked about before, in specific clinical scenarios to treat these lower extremity ulcerations. Superior wound care documentation. Here's the difference maker. Here's the tip of the spear. Here's one of the unique selling propositions that we have is today we have artificial intelligence that can provide us, with the wound care progress report, with a digital picture and digital measurements right off of their phone, a detailed visit summary, and a comprehensive plan of care, all that then parlays into the actual, the actual claim that is filed to Medicare. The documentation exceeds Medicare LCD requirements. It's all about having accuracy. It's all about managing the ongoing care with complete accuracy in such a way where, the documentation really does exceed the existing requirements. And I believe that now we know that of the over 1,000, I think it's now over 1,000 of these amniotics that these skin substitutes that are applied through our our partners that we have on a monthly basis, we have about 0.5% returns on any claims that kickback on any claims. So that, along with cost savings, if you look at it as a Medicare Part B supplier, we provide all wound care supplies, including advanced wound dressings through Smith & Nephew at zero cost to skilled nursing facilities, long-term care facilities, home hospice. All of that area is covered 100%. And we also provide that the resource to our medical providers, our podiatrists, in the event that there's an issue there. So increasing the CMS facility ratings is a major plus. Lowering their cost of not having to manage any of their wound care supplies. That is the offering that we have available to them. And when it comes to our podiatrists, we'll talk more about the incentive that is there for them. So significantly reducing the incidence of chronic pressure ulcers, resulting in a positive Medicare rating for wound care. Here is very important for us as a company. I don't know if you can see to admit Sheila back in. This is part of the criteria we have to fit within what we call 361 compliant. We also have these tissue reference letters developed from the directors inside of the FDA. That's one of the areas that we maintain of our portfolio of these skin substitutes that are the amniotics, the human amniotics. This is a letter that must be in place for each and every one of the biologics that we represent. So the tip of the spear, going back to it, you can see it's Woundscape. Woundscape is a software that provides the artificial intelligence. There are other entities out there, other softwares that are out there. This is how ours is compared to some of the others that you see or you may have heard of or worked with. In many instances, as we talk with a variety of different people that have even been in and around the wound care space, that they have not necessarily worked directly with any artificial intelligence. I can't emphasize enough how important this is to maintain not just the accuracy, but the ease of developing the claims in a cost-effective, but most importantly, expedient way. It takes a lot of time and energy for staffing to get these claims fulfilled completely. And with this artificial intelligence, it has a dramatic effect on the process. So speaking of, our exact process that we use, here's our process. When we have people in the marketplace, I know we have a few new people on the call tonight. What our offering is in the event that you have access, to one of these facilities or one of these providers, and you can complete and submit a profile to us, then what we will do on your behalf is we will schedule the Zoom with either Radiant or Wound Pros. We'll have clinicians and qualified medical people on the call to answer each and every question that may come about. In doing so, then we take care of the responsibility of managing onboarding and providing what we refer to as an engagement where we do the in-service and get the organization started, get the provider going. And then we just have basically a very simple agreement that verifies all the information. It's not a contract that obligates them at any point in time if they want to stop using our biologics or skin substitutes. It's provided there for them. So the areas of focus with respect to WBRx Biologics is a portfolio approach. Okay, we first and foremost provide the care, the quality of care, and the effectiveness of the biologics is at an all-time high. We'll talk about the names of them here in just a moment. But one of the things that we do is we provide the artificial intelligence, and we provide complete access to the billing. We have our third-party biller that does nothing more than billing to Medicare for these biologics. Okay, and so their success rate of understanding what to apply, also insurance verification to verify that the patient is appropriately insured for what we're billing, and that reduces any sort of issue with respect to the claim being fulfilled in a complete manner also. Okay, now the area that I feel very excited about, and we've come across this, is that we to our providers, to the skilled nursing facilities, right, to the LTACs, any of the areas where we're providing these skin substitutes, these biologics, this is in most cases cost prohibitive. We'll just take a podiatrist, for example. As good as these biologics are, and many of them know that these biologics work and they work very effectively, it's just too expensive for them to provide the wound care needed to open up their practice and start administering this care. In most cases, when these stage 3 wounds and above come to their office, they just simply send them to the hospital, and the standard of care and the protocol in many instances is amputation. So when we see that, we realize that that's an issue. So what WBRx Biologics has done in coordination, with our partnership there with Lou and Greg, is that we've managed. I don't know. Are you able to admit Sheila? Okay, I guess I don't know if she's able to get in, but what we're able to do.
Yeah, I can't. You need to, if you can, let her in. Sorry to interrupt you.
Oh, okay.
She's trying to get in, but
okay, there we go. Got it. What we're able to do is we're able to offset any cost. We manage the 100% of the cost of buying those biologics from our labs, sending them directly to our providers. If it's wound pros, they happen to be the provider. If it's a podiatrist, they're the provider. They are then reimbursed directly by Medicare. They will, according to our agreement, sustain it and have a 40% of that. We'll show you what that looks like here in a moment. And then the cost of the biologics is then invoiced by us, and then our percentage of that we're able to take because of the distribution channel that we've established. So those things that in most instances are prohibitive, we've helped many providers overcome that issue, and we're going to continue to build that. So let's take a quick look at what the numbers look like, just so that you can have an idea. We've mentioned before, you have the manufacturer, which is the lab. In these instances, we'll focus on two of our of our products in the biologic space, specific to the human allograft space, which is really derived directly from the placenta during cesarean births. And each one of these, you can see, has their own, depending upon the size, right? It has its own Q code, and then you can see the SKUs for each one of them that allow Medicare to reimburse at a rate of $950 per cubic centimeter. Most wounds on an average basis that we, this is what we've learned, is somewhere around 16 centimeters 4x4. Some are a little smaller, some are a little bigger. The accuracy of measurement, because of the artificial intelligence through Woundscape, is the key, right? Because one thing that Medicare does not want to do is pay for overages or the cost of these biologics that are not actually specific to the standard of care that's being provided to the patient. So our focus is to minimize any of that and make sure they get the right measurement. What's exciting to understand, from a fiduciary perspective, certainly both for the provider and for us as a company, is that you can now, you have up to 10 applications. So this is an example. It's just, we'll go to the 16 centimeters an example. The total reimbursement rates for that Medicare reimbursement at 100%, oftentimes it's 80% if they don't have a supplemental. That would be $15,200. The rebate is a discount to the medical doctor, and they will make on that one application of a 4x4 16 centimeter application of that biologic, they will earn about $6,000. If it's 80%, it's a little bit less. So if you look at that, you look at the cost, and then you look at the net, that is the breakout with respect to Dermacyte and also with respect to Zenith. Okay, now we can certainly show you the provider side of it. I can just tell you, as we look here at, and I guess we can't really, I don't know how this ended up to be in this format. Well, so let me cover this as best way I know how. I'm surprised that this ended up to be.
Yeah, that's probably the PowerPoint. If you have it in key, I'm gonna do that.
Let me see if I can get out of this.
And I think Sheila's still trying to get in. If you can.
Yeah, let me see what I can do to help her. Let me exit. And let me go directly to, rather than using let me go directly to the example through our channel. First, let me show the provider income. I think that's relevant to anyone that's going to be speaking to a provider, so that you can see the pro forma breakout. And this is an example. Hopefully you can see this okay. Can everybody see my screen?
Yeah, you can probably blow it up a little bit, but yeah, we can see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here's an example, folks, of what it means. And of course, I'm going to stick with this 950. There's no more. It's not. Zenith is no longer at 585. It's now at 950 as well. So, and this whole pro forma, by the way, is based upon that number. So let me just change that. Let me make sure we get accuracy here. Because when you change this, in the pro forma, it has an effect on the total reimbursement. So let's just take a look at what this means. And this is an average of new wounds per week. We'll call it 2.5. We have some podiatrists that, if they were seeing and treating wounds could do far more, but let's just take an average number of 2.5, an average number of applications per patient. We'll say it's 5, sometimes it's 3, sometimes it's more, but we'll say 3 to 5. And we'll kind of gauge this pro forma on the basis of the percentage of Medicare patients with supplemental coverage in their practice at somewhere around 65%. Okay. And these examples are with Vendage and Legacy. Zenith, Vendage and Zenith. But let's just take a look at how this scales out over the course of 12 months. So you're going to have unique visits on a monthly basis, and then you're also going to have these recurring applications with patients who you've already initiated care for. So we're going to take an average of of 50 of these applications of either Vendage, Zenith, or now, of course, Dermacyte. Okay. And if you take a look at that, you can see how this scales out over the course of 12 months. Okay. Because they are going to collect and they're going to keep, as you can see here, at 100%, 80%. We just, look at their after their, invoice, their rebate, they're going to collect at 40%. And here's going to be their net income to the practice. Now, you may have a practice that, is doing only 25 of these skin substitutes on a monthly basis. You just take the total revenue and you cut that in half. Or you may have some that are doing 75 to 100 that we know about. Well, then you can, through the pro forma, you can gauge, appropriately what that would mean specific to the provider as well. Let me take and give you an example, a working example of what this means now with respect to, to the distribution channel that we have here for our partners. And again, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to change this number because this is now 950. Most recently changed. There's talk about it going even higher. And why is that? Well, educationally, it's important to understand that Medicare is having to pay a tremendous amount of money for the rate of the amputations that we currently are seeing. So they're happy to reimburse at a rate that they're currently reimbursing for these biologics because it actually saves Medicare money. But let's just take a look at an example of these practices. We'll take a look at 5 practices with that same average number of about 10 skin substitutes a month. And these 5 different practices as a whole through your distribution channel that you would engage with us and go out and create. And let's say that the total number for you is 50 skin substitutes on a monthly basis. Okay. At a 10%, which is at the top of our compensation strategy, as Mitchell mentioned, it ranges anywhere between 2 up to 10%. You're looking at through the numbers that you see here through Vendage and Zenith, at 40% rebate, invoice at 570, average size 16, the total invoice 9120. We pay out 10%. If you just have 50 through your entire distribution channel, on an average basis, it's going to be somewhere around $45,000 a month. If it's 25, then you would just take that number and cut it in half. If it's 100 through your distribution channel, and we do have distributors out there working directly with our partners that are doing well in excess of 100 a month, then you're looking at a monthly 6-figure revenue just in the area of wound care. So I thought it was important to kind of go through that. Anybody that needs, more of this information, we can certainly provide you, with these, with these performance so that you can, have them available to you to gauge and to look at. The one thing I was going to talk about as we ended here, and let me go back to it. So what we're doing within our company is, as Mitchell mentioned, is that you choose the enrollment pack that's of your choice. If you do choose an enrollment pack, it's supported by medical grade inventory of our CBD. That way you have an opportunity to build and develop in both spaces. And there are people that look at biologics and say, man, this is the space I want to be in. And that they want to get a higher percentage. They don't want 2%, they want 10%. And they just choose based upon their contact base, based upon their credibility within their contact base. In other words, how successful they gauge they would be with respect to that inventory, and then whatever their financial situation is. I can tell you that, at the very highest place within our business, at the President's Partnership Club, that provides you with up to $30,000 of retail value inventory that can be distributed in a number of different ways to a number of different entities out there at a 50% discount at 100% profit margin. And that's the most that you can spend. It's not 30,000, it's actually 15,000. At the lower end of it, we're looking at somewhere in the area of $500 to start your business as a manager, and anywhere in between that would be most appropriate. So the company, our benefits program, we've already initiated our travel program that was taken back last year, actually last September on Labor Day out in Sandestin, Florida. And we're now putting together the pieces for our automobile program, and that will be the Mercedes S550. So we're just big believers, and I'll stop my share here and end the program. Sorry, guys, we did take a little bit longer than expected here today. Let me see if I can stop share. Can I stop share? Not sure that I can. Oh, here it is. Stop share. Bingo. Okay. So one of the things that I think is important for us to convey to you all as you're looking at this is that we have a very straightforward, very simple, and easy to understand business model. Once you take a good look at it, we have a line of medical grade CBD products we're going to continue to advance. But the biologics, for those of you and many of you that are on the phone right now that have observed and you've been out there in that space, I do believe that the reimbursement rate and the opportunity is unique. I think that we've got probably a 2, maybe a 3-year runway. Things do change within Medicare. I would say that the timing of engagement is key. I think that we're gonna see some tremendous value. I think that we have an opportunity as a company to make a huge dent in the in the statistical numbers that reflect a high incidence of challenges as it relates to the open wounds, these chronic wounds. And we'd love for you guys to have an opportunity to join us. We think that we're going to do big things as an organization, as a company, and we'd love for you to be a big part of that. So anyway, Mitchell, thank you very much. Guys, we kind of ran a little bit long here, about 6:55. We're going to try to work to consolidate these presentations that we're doing on Tuesdays and Thursdays and Saturdays into about 30 minutes. Sometimes a little difficult to do. We want to be concise and be accurate with the information we're conveying. But thank you very much for spending the time on this call. Any questions that you may have, you can direct those directly to Mitchell Holzer or to myself by way of email or text. And we're happy to get you those, any questions that you may have that are not currently answered, get you that information as quickly as we possibly can. So with that, guys, thank you so much for your time here tonight. And we hope to see and work with you very soon. God bless.
All right. Thanks, Barry.
Okay. Thanks, Mitchell. Bye-bye. Bye, guys.